Okay, so can you show me the content objectives for reading? Or are they on that board?
Should be the blends.
First,
Make
the blends and the first person and third person in a story.
So do you want to do the language objectives for phonics and then different ones for your actual reading objectives?
Probably.
Okay. So I'm gonna cross this out and put phonics. Okay. So I can recognize first person, or I can make the S, L, S, T, S, M, S, P blend sounds. Okay. So listening. Okay, so you would literally write I can, and then you use the little language objective thingy, and so I can
Categorize or...
That's a good one. I can categorize.
Or short.
Okay, I can. Maybe we'll do that for like reading. So hold that one. So I can categorize
Blends.
S T, S L, S M, S P, blend sounds, and then we need a support. So we're gonna scroll down and we're gonna see what supports we can use. Using a word bank?
Yeah?
Most of the time they do.
But
have
then
word
maybe
bank.
should we sort that instead of... Well, I guess it's kind of categorizing also. But a word bank?
Okay, let's change it to sort like Miss Marsh said and Miss Cole said. Okay, so I can sort S T, S L, S M, S P blend sounds using a word bank and visuals, because that's what your little worksheet was earlier.
Yes.
Because it had the
Pictures.
visuals and it had, and it had, well, it didn't have a word bank, but you could add that.
Sure.
It kind of had that word bank because you put, they had to
The
put
PH
the,
in the middle.
blank, you filled in
And
the
then you
blank.
use those words to pick the picture.
Right.
Those ones.
Okay, so then speaking.
Let's go back up. Speaking.
So I can
Maybe
ex-
describe or
explain,
repeat.
pronounce.
Which one is it? Is the middle one?
It's this last one.
Use vocabulary, translate, rehearse, pronounce. I can pronounce.
Oh.
Okay, I can pronounce. I'm just gonna write blends.
Yeah, that's
Pronounce blends with a partner or
Yeah.
with
So I do that as a center. The blends
okay,
game.
so do you just want to say with a partner?
working with a partner. Yeah.
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 Okay.
Because then you could have like a higher and a lower, or a better reader and a weaker reader
Yeah.
doing it together.
Yeah. Okay, so then we have writing. So I can categorize, that's where we can use
Categorize. Yes.
I can categorize blends using
More like a graphic organizer then. That
Yeah.
the beginning sound or the end
Right.
sound or separating by
So that would be like the beginning CH
the ends and CH.
CH in the beginning
Right.
that you did.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still haven't done that.
Right.
one yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like every time I do this, all I do is I look at what my content objective is, and I look at the verbs, and I say, okay, which verbs am I going to use? And then you have to add that. You're just adding that support.
Yeah, that one.
So
Yeah.
this.
Right. Yeah. So this is exactly that. That's a graphic organizer because they're putting it in.
The beginning and the end. Okay. Okay.
And if you wanted to take it, like most of your worksheets do this, but if you wanted to take it a step further, you could add visuals to this. So they can match the picture and the word, and then sort it with that
And then
graphic
sort it.
organizer. If you wanted, you don't have to do it that way, but if you needed,
Something
you know,
else.
if
Right.
that's like something you want to do in tutoring, you could add that
Yeah, that's
that piece.
okay.
Okay. And then, so you want to do it for reading this time with your first person?
Do a reading.
Did we read it before?
Oh no, reading's not important. Okay. Okay, so I can.
Wouldn't that be pronounced?
No, then
Read.
those are speaking.
Read or read aloud. Preview
I
match.
can match.
Can match. the word to the,
I can match.
Match
The
like
ending.
slick to SL.
Yeah.
maybe something like
So
that.
Matching.
like the end of the word to a blend,
Or at the beginning.
but it's not
So,
always the beginning. Is
Like
it?
you're giving
No.
the word slick to them, and then they
Right.
can match it. To
I can
the
match.
SL.
So I can match the blend to the part of the word.
to the sound. Would it be sound?
No, because
The
like you
phone?
said, if it's ick and the blend is stick, so like I can match the
Well, but
blend
like if
with
you had
the,
an anchor chart with SL, because I know you've got an activity where it's got SL, and then they match the word or the picture.
Yeah, it's kind of like this, except
to
it has.
which sound it goes to.
It's like a
so I can
a
match,
graph that you can cut out
so I
and
can
glue
match
on.
the blend
Is it one of these?
to the sound.
No, it's from that thing I pulled.
Okay.
I can match match the blend to the sound with an anchor chart
Oh, that
because
one's
that's a
hard.
support.
I have terrible handwriting.
Okay, well,
I model mine after Pinterest, so I just look at Pinterest. So I can match the blend to.
Match a picture to the blend.
Okay.
Oh,
I can
try.
match.
Truck TR.
I can match the picture
those.
Oh, okay.
so more
to
along the line of
That.
this then.
Yeah.
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 Mhm. So using what? Using an anchor chart?
Or would
Or
it be visuals? 'Cause there's
Visuals or-
I would
I
say
mean, this
anchor
would
charts
even be-
because you guys have anchor charts. Or you could say anchor charts and word walls.
I don't have that either. I probably
Do you
got
have it written on the whiteboard?
what?
Like the blends.
Like when we were
we
doing,
go over it.
coming up with all those blends.
Yeah.
We go over it. Yeah.
So I can match the picture to the blend using an
Anchor chart or
Anchor
visual
chart.
or
chart or word wall.
word wall.
You'll get there.
Because it doesn't have to, I don't think necessarily has to be a permanent word wall. It can be, if you're asking
okay.
them, like, give me some good SL
Well, even if
blend
you had
words,
them write
you're
in
writing
their-
them.
If you had to write in their journals and you're like, get out your journal and, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
And this doesn't have to be like for you. You can
Right.
decide how you want to do it.
Do you ever do anchor charts?
Yeah,
You do?
not a lot.
I do it for math.
I don't,
usually.
I just did one for prepositions.
Yeah, I saw that one.
My first year of teaching, they didn't provide us with anchor chart paper.
Uh-huh.
So I
They
like
didn't provide us with that either.
Oh, in the past, they used to provide it. I don't think we have money this year, but well, anyway, I bought this like really expensive anchor chart paper, and it was all different colors.
Oh, nice.
And so I could say like, look at the yellow one, or look at
Uh-huh.
the pink one, or you know,
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
yeah. But I was fancy then. I'm not so fancy now.
We're old and tired.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Okay, so reading. So I can recognize first person and third person in a story. In
Mhm.
first grade,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's on our CBA Friday.
fun times. Okay, so the listening.
So listening.
Okay, listening. So I can,
Just identify.
Distinguish.
Or
Distinguish or identify.
when you're,
yeah.
yeah. So when you're
so
reading
I
it,
can,
you see it?
well, you could even do, well, I don't know how in depth you're going, but you could even do label. Like if you give them a sentence and ask them if is this written in first person or third person. But I don't know how deep you're going.
Barely, because it's on Friday.
Okay.
And we haven't talked about it.
This also
Oh.
says recognize.
I think recognize.
Recognize.
Okay, so I can
Recognize.
recognize.
Because my kids can
if
recognize, because
a
I'll say,
story
does this story have a bunch of,
written
I did this and I did that, or
Yeah.
in
Or is it
Or is it
first,
they,
he or she,
or
or
second, or second,
Would we be considered
third
first person then?
first, no.
person?
Oh, we?
So I can
That'd be
recognize if a
third.
story is written in
Third.
first or third person using.
I know
A
we
word
said
bank?
No.
Anchor charts, but anchor chart.
Yeah, I
It's not
would
that I
I
don't
would
hate
have an
them.
anchor chart.
I would have done an anchor chart for that.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like them, I just don't have a lot of time to do them. They give us anchor charts.
They do. And then that's when,
But then-
like today,
they don't really,
We did
they're not
text.
invested in them.
No, but we did text to self and text to text today. So my kids, oh, they were on point this morning, and they were telling me, oh, that's like when we read this story. I'm like, yes, that's text
Yeah.
to text, the
That's so
story
good.
to the story. So we use these anchor charts, but I have to make a point of pulling these out so that I will use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be this person, but if they're there, they're going to start using it, especially if you start saying, remember when we talked about this? Like, here's this pretty little anchor chart.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be Pinteresty. Like, and it's,
Mine are.
research says, like, it's supposed to
Literally
be,
just
like,
write it.
done with the kids on the
Yes,
spot.
that's the only thing
That's
that's
why I
our
like those.
complaint with these because
Right.
they're not done with the kids.
Right. And mine, I don't normally do mine with the kids because I'm a little OCD, but they really are not supposed to be pretty. They're
Right.
supposed to be, like, done right then.
Yeah.
So if
working.
you just, like, if you're writing it down as you're talking about it, you know, when you're
Yeah.
talking about POV, you know, you could just do just do a T chart and then say, like, these are the nouns that you hear with, you know, first person. These are the nouns that you hear for third person, and just slap it on the wall.
I have.
I mean,
I
it
have.
doesn't have to be
That's what I've
cutesy.
done.
I have heard that some teachers,
I have
like when they
used a couple.
know that something specific is going to be brought up,
Mm-hmm.
they have a picture already like printed. Like, because like I can't draw it,
Mm-hmm.
but you can have a picture printed, like you know that they're going to say apple or
Mm-hmm.
whatever when they, and you put that on your anchor
Maybe
chart then.
next year when I'm organized.
And I mean, just try to do it with them, and then that way, like, it's done. You didn't spend any more time,
Yeah.
and you just, you know, we did it.
And
Or
then
even
if you
have
want to make it prettier later, you can make it
Right,
prettier later.
right.
Yeah.
Or if you have the kids do it, then it's like, oh, this is kid, you know, they'll be all impressed because the kids did it.
Student-centered learning.
Even if it doesn't look pretty. Yeah, student, yeah, there we go. Okay, using an anchor. Okay, so speaking.
Give
the
examples. Or
That's a good one.
identify.
I can give examples.
Give
Give
examples.
examples.
Give examples of stories written in first person.
I don't know that they would be
Or
able to
just
come up.
send a sentence. I went and did this, they went and did that.
So like
Okay.
examples from the story that we're reading right now.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I can give examples.
That they can say, oh, it
From
says I went to the store.
the
So I know this is
story.
first person.
So I
Yeah.
can give examples from the story.
Of first and third.
Thank you. Of first or third person POV using sentence frames. That would be a good time to use sentence frames.
Yeah. That's
So
what
like
I was
on
thinking.
so like I think I talked about this. One of the things that Miss Reeve said that I wasn't doing was she's like, you're really good at turning and talking, but you don't have like discussion frames. So what I've been doing is I'm writing on the board, you have to use the sentence frame when you're talking. So I would write on the board, I can tell this is first person or or third person because, and write that on the board, and like when you're walking around listening to them, say, I need to hear that sentence frame. I can tell this is, because they need to be using those complete sentences.
Yeah.
And using that academic language. So that's where you could use a sentence frame. And you could just write it real quick. It doesn't have to be posted all the time. It's just
Right.
like when you're having them turn and talk and do that. Or even if they're on the carpet with you, you have your little whiteboard and you wrote it on your whiteboard and say like, we're using the sentence, frame. And so you're bending down and you're listening or whatever you're doing.
Okay.
Does that make sense? You don't have to do it again. We're just like talking about how you could do it.
Brainstorming, yeah, of ideas of how to do it.
Using
And the
sentence
nice thing
frames.
is,
And I like
since
sentences.
this is part of our lesson plans now that we have to do, we'll have them already typed out. So then all we have to do is copy paste and then we can put it on our things.
Right,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
See, I just I copy and paste it into a Word document. I just print it out. I don't write it. I don't
Yeah.
like my handwriting, so
I don't either.
I don't like your handwriting either, Miss Kelly.
No, I don't like my handwriting. Mine.
I don't like my handwriting.
okay. So writing. I can write a sentence in first person and third person using a sentence frame.
There we go.
So I'm gonna write a simple sentence, right? A simple
Yes.
sentence in first or third POV using a sentence stem and anchor chart, because then they can look at the anchor chart,
To see the
like the verbs.
nouns
Yeah.
and stuff. Not the art. What are they called?
Okay.
Articles. He, she. It's articles, right?
No, that's articles are like a the
The pronouns?
Pronouns. Thank you.
pronouns are I, she,
There you
her.
go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, reading.
So reading.
I can read.
Distinguish.
I can read.
I
Woo!
can read.
I can distinguish between.
Yeah, distinguish. To be able to tell the difference between the two.
I can distinguish between
First and third.
first and third using what?
Using.
Not
This
fast
could be
enough
this
for
could
me.
be a picture. You could use pictures with this, or
Provide visuals.
you could.
Using visuals. How would that work?
To me, I would use an anchor chart.
Conception. Oh, concept map. I don't like this font.
Well, I can distinguish. They need to be able this from read aloud from the story, isn't it?
But how would that be a support?
Because
Because
you're
they
reading
can
it
see
aloud
it?
to them.
You're reading it aloud.
Okay.
From a read aloud
So that's
story.
kind of how the listening and the reading kind of
Mix.
mesh. Ta-da.
That's it.
Do you want to try it with science, like by yourself? See if you can do it with science.
You're gonna sit here and listen to us.
Yep.
Yell at each other.
We will be-
Complain.
We will be respectful.
Argue.
We will be respectful. and be
Okay,
kind.
so science,
science.
is bodies of water.
Science,
So which one? Listening?
listening.
I'm already nervous.
Don't be nervous. You gotta do this.
We've been observed today and listening. Okay, listening.
Okay, listening.
Science, bodies of water.
Make it bigger.
Categorize.
I can.
Identify.
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 That's my favorite verb. I can identify.
Identify bodies of water.
Or label bodies of water.
Wouldn't that be writing?
Maybe writing is label.
Okay.
We'll
Labeling.
do that for writing.
I can identify.
Bodies of water.
I'm gonna say BOW. Bodies of water. By. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
You're using one of
By using.
the visuals.
Hey.
Sorry. Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
You
probably
visuals.
using visuals.
Well, we do have those vocab on the
We have
STEM
those.
scope.
Yeah,
that
we
shows
do.
the picture and then it has the word
So there we go.
by using visuals. That's all we have to write.
Okay. So
Okay, next.
What's
Go
next?
back up.
Speaking.
Speaking.
Speaking's next. Reading's
That's
next
what
on the
we've
box.
been doing.
Hmm.
In order here.
I can.
To me, listening and speaking go. That's why I was writing it that way.
Oh.
To me, those go together.
Speaking.
Define.
Yeah. Because they're gonna be able to tell the difference between an ocean and a stream, or
Or it says use vocabulary.
I
I
can-
can use vocabulary.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because we're teaching them the vocab.
Yeah.
And
I
that-
mean, we want them to use that.
Vocabulary.
We do. I can use vocab.
Go down.
What I can use vocab to define or to
Explain.
or to
To
explain.
explain. Vocabulary is the definition
To explain bodies of water
with.
with. Well, we're
What
using.
was our sentence?
I can use vocab to explain bodies of water with. We're using that slideshow, so that's
Visual.
it's a visual.
But remember, they're saying it out loud.
Yeah, they're speaking.
So who are
it.
they saying it to?
With a partner.
With a partner. So they're looking at this picture then, and they're turning to their partner and saying, hey, I think this is the
Yeah,
Pacific Ocean.
Yeah,
So they're
exactly.
listening
You could
to
show
us.
that, and that could be like a formal assessment. You know, after you give your little lesson, you show them a body of water and say, okay, turn and talk. Which body of water of this? And they could say like, I can tell it's this body of water because blah 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 blah.
Sure, you wrote our writing one too.
I didn't mean to.
cool.
She's not letting us learn on our own.
I'm sorry.
She's not letting us
Play
struggle.
Bywater.